And hello again there, YouTube. Stampede Valkyrie coming back at you again with a slightly belated Happy St. Patty's Day. Beautiful day in March. Some sunshine out, snow's going away, and figured I'd demo a little new find that I just got here recently. So what this is, well, most people are going to guess, looks to be Deitz 2/711, right? That's what I would say. Looks identical to one, however, it's not. This is a Federal Mogul model 311 and then A. The A is obviously amber. And what it is, in a nutshell, is a rebranded Deitz 2/711 or whatever you want to call it. That was actually rebranded by Signalstat and then sold under the name for Federal Mogul. And the history behind that is actually kind of interesting. You could consider this the final revision. Hold on as I try to get in here and show you the tag. There's your Signalstat on the tag, and then there's the, on top of the dome, it says, if I can get this in the light just right, Signalstat, I think it's 22 or 212, 77 212, if I remember correctly. Hold on, let's see if I can get you on that one. Might be having some issue with the sunlight. Maybe not, maybe not. Anyway, so in a nutshell, let's try that one more time. There it is, you can see it there. In a nutshell, the long story short, and I maybe have this out of order, so some of the armchair commando is going to come in and tell me. Deitz bought Signalstat, or vice versa, sometime in the mid to late 80s. They then rebranded their stuff back and forth. So in other words, some Signalstat lights were Deitz, some Deitz lights were Signalstat. Same thing happened with Yankee too earlier on. Then what ended up happening is that sometime in the early 90s, Federal Mogul, which has no relation to Federal Signal, ended up purchasing Deitz, and it in turn got the other one at the same time. So what they ended up doing was selling out the stock of what they had as they get down here, and basically rebranding Federal Mogul on everything. So the only thing that says Federal Mogul on here though is the box. There is no Federal Mogul branding on here, which means they were probably selling out excess inventory at that time. The one real big difference, I'm in the sunlight there, between the regular Tune 711 and the newer one, or the final revisions if you want to call it that, is that right there. And that's a lighter grade motor. It's not the standard heavy duty motor that you find on the old school Deitz 2/711s or whatever it is. But it's still kind of neat in a nutshell. I mean, everything else appears to be almost exactly the same. If anybody's had to replace bulbs on these things, they know how much of a pain in the ass that can be. Yes, this is still a pain in the ass. So everything else other than that is the same. It's just rebranded and newer. I believe the box reads on this one of 96. So definitely way newer at this point here. The strobe technology was in full swing at that point, and I think we may have even had early LED at that point. So wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, as you bear with my camera here, let's go ahead and fire this up. Keep this video short. Sun in the eyes. There we go. And there it is. I mean, it's a little bit chatty. Might need some oil. But that's it. I mean, in a nutshell, it's 4 7400 series, or GE 7400s. And there we go. I mean, like I said, it is a little chatty. This is definitely a neat light, especially for one that's been sitting on a shelf for so long. And give me a second here. I'll get down so we can catch the pops and then zoom in on this. There we go. It is kind of funny because if you look at those bulbs, this is new. Like I said, this is brand new. You can see that they all not quite lined up properly. Some of them are kind of aiming down. Some of them are kind of aiming up. It's kind of interesting. Like the one right now is aiming down and the other ones are all aiming up. It's kind of amusing. But anyway, I'll keep this one short. Again, happy belated St. Patty's Day. Today is the 21st. Missed it by a couple days, but unfortunately the weather here wasn't so agreeable. So I don't have any green this year, but I'll try to find some green at some point and reference back to this. Anyway, other than that, YouTube, you guys have yourselves a good weekend, and hopefully you're enjoying the day like I'm doing mine.